My child, when your eyes open in the deep silence of the night, do not let fear be the first voice you obey. Do not immediately think that something is wrong, that darkness is against you, or that your restless heart has been abandoned. There are moments when I allow the world around you to grow quiet so that your soul can hear what the noise of the day has hidden. At 3 a.m., when the house is still, when messages stop arriving, when the duties of the day no longer pull at your hands, I may be calling you gently into my presence. Beloved, I know that hour can feel strange. The night seems deeper. The mind becomes more sensitive. Memories return. Worries grow louder. Questions you avoided during the day begin to rise again. Yet I am not absent from that hour. I am not only the God of bright mornings and peaceful Sundays. I am also the Father who comes close when your room is dark, when your thoughts are heavy, when your heart wakes before your body is ready to rise. Listen carefully within your spirit. Not every awakening is meaningless. Sometimes your body may simply be tired, troubled, or restless. But sometimes I use even that fragile moment to draw you nearer. I do not always speak through thunder. I do not always call with signs that shake the earth. Many times, I whisper. I touch the quiet places of the heart. I awaken a longing. I place a person on your mind. I remind you of a prayer you have neglected. I stir your soul so that you remember. You were made for communion with me. Tonight, if you wake and feel a gentle pull toward prayer, do not ignore it too quickly. Do not cover it immediately with distraction. Do not reach first for the noise that fills the emptiness but leaves the soul unchanged. Stay still for a moment. Breathe slowly. Let your heart become aware of me. I have said, watch and pray, that you may not enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. These words are not meant to frighten you. They are an invitation to stay awake in love, to become attentive, to let prayer guard what weakness alone cannot protect. Perhaps you have been living through days that feel crowded but spiritually empty. You move from one task to another, answer what must be answered, smile when people expect you to smile, and carry burdens no one fully sees. During the day, your heart may not have found enough space to speak honestly with me. So, in the night, when everything slows down, I create a small room of silence between your worries and my mercy. I do not force you to enter it. I invite you. There is no need to be afraid of my call. I am not waking you to accuse you. I am not drawing near to condemn your weakness. I am not standing over you with anger because you have failed, forgotten, doubted, or wandered. I come as the Father who knows how tired you are. I come as the shepherd who notices when one sheep trembles in the dark. I come as the Savior who understands human sorrow and still speaks peace to the troubled heart. Maybe your first thought at 3 a.m. is about money, the bill, the debt, the job, the uncertain future, the fear of not having enough. Those worries may rise like shadows around your bed. Bring them to me. Do not let anxiety preach to you all night. Let your Father speak instead. I know what you need. I know what tomorrow requires. I know the doors that seem closed and the strength you fear you do not have. In that hour, I am not asking you to solve everything. I am asking you to place everything in my hands again. Sometimes your awakening is connected to sadness. A grief you buried may come to the surface when no one is around. A face may appear in your memory. A wound may ache again. A sentence once spoken to you may replay inside your mind. My child, I see how much you have tried to be strong. I see how often you have hidden your pain so others would not worry or judge. At 3 a.m., when tears come without warning, do not be ashamed. Tears in my presence are not wasted. They are prayers too deep for ordinary words. At other times, you wake because your spirit feels burdened for someone else, a child, a parent, a friend, a spouse, a person far from me, or someone fighting a battle they cannot explain. Do not dismiss that burden as random. Whisper their name before me. Place them beneath my mercy. Ask me to protect, guide, heal, and awaken them. You may not know what they need in that moment, but I do. A simple prayer offered in the hidden hours can become a quiet act of love. Still, I do not want you to become superstitious or afraid of the hour itself. The time is not your master. Darkness has no power over those held by my love. Waking at 3 a.m. does not mean disaster is near. It does not mean evil has authority over your life. It does not mean you must panic, search for signs, or imagine danger in every shadow. My child, I call you away from fear and into trust. If I awaken your heart, it is so you may come closer. Not so you may tremble without hope. Look at the silence differently. The night can become a chapel. Your room can become a place of meeting. Your bed can become an altar of surrender. You do not need candles, music, perfect words, or a powerful voice. You only need a heart willing to turn toward me. In the stillness, say, Father, I am here. That is enough to begin. Then allow what is hidden within you to rise honestly before me. A restless soul often tries to escape silence because silence reveals what has been ignored. It reveals fear beneath busyness, loneliness beneath conversation, exhaustion beneath achievement, and longing beneath distraction. Yet I do not reveal these things to shame you. I reveal them so I can heal them. When you stop running from the truth of your heart, you begin to discover the tenderness of mine. Do not think that my whisper will always sound like a voice you hear with your ears. Often, I speak through a holy impression, a gentle conviction, a sudden remembrance of my goodness, a desire to repent, a need to forgive, a longing to pray, or a peace that comes without explanation. I may bring a scripture to mind. I may remind you of someone who needs compassion. I may show you the next small step. I may simply sit with you in silence until your breathing becomes calm again. If guilt rises in that hour, bring it into my light. Do not let the enemy use the night to chain you to your past. There is a difference between my loving call and the cruel voice of accusation. My call leads you home. Accusation drives you into despair. My call brings truth with mercy. Accusation brings shame without healing. My call says, "Come to me." Accusation says, "Hide." When you wake and feel sorrow over what must change, turn toward me quickly. I am ready to forgive, cleanse, and strengthen. Many of my children miss sacred invitations because they expect me only in dramatic places. They look for me in crowds, songs, sermons, and celebrations. But they forget that I also visit the hidden hour. I met frightened hearts behind closed doors. I noticed the lonely. I touched the broken. I listened to the unheard. I am not limited by setting, schedule, or human expectation. If your heart is open, even the quietest night can become full of my nearness. During this hour, do not pray as though you must impress me. Speak plainly. Tell me that you are tired. Tell me that you are afraid. Tell me that you do not understand. Tell me that you need strength, wisdom, healing, protection, forgiveness, or peace. I already know, but when you bring it to me willingly, trust begins to grow. Prayer is not information given to a distant God. Prayer is relationship with the Father who already bends close. Perhaps you wonder why I would call you at such an uncomfortable hour. My child, love sometimes wakes the soul before the world wakes the body. I may be protecting you from a decision, preparing you for a trial, softening you before a conversation, strengthening you against temptation, or simply reminding you that your life is not running on its own. You are held. You are watched over. You are guided by a mercy greater than your understanding. There is beauty in giving me the first attention of a surprising awakening. Before worry builds a house in your mind, let prayer open a window. Before fear tells its long story, let faith speak one sentence. Before your thoughts scatter into tomorrow, place the coming day under my care. This does not need to be long. A sincere prayer in the night can be simple. Father, keep me near. Father, protect my family. Father, guide my steps. Father, give me peace. As you remain with me, your heart may begin to soften. The problem may not disappear immediately, but the panic around it can lose strength. The unanswered question may still exist, but you may no longer feel alone beneath it. The wound may still be tender, but my presence can keep it from swallowing you. My whisper does not always remove every storm in one moment. Sometimes it teaches the soul how to rest while the storm is still passing. Remember, I never call you into the night to leave you there. Every true invitation from me carries life. If I awaken you to pray, I will also give grace to your weakness. If I reveal a burden, I will help you carry it. If I show you something that must change, I will not abandon you in the process of changing. If I bring someone to your heart, I will receive the prayer you offer for them. If I ask you to watch, I remain beside you as the one who never sleeps. Let this hour become less frightening and more sacred. Instead of asking only, "Why am I awake?" ask, "Father, are you inviting me to listen?" Instead of turning immediately to anxiety, turn toward trust. Instead of fighting the silence, allow it to become a doorway. You may discover that what felt like interruption was actually invitation. What felt like loneliness was actually a meeting place. What felt like restlessness was actually your soul recognizing my nearness. My beloved child, if you wake at 3 a.m., do not rush to fear. Pause, listen, pray. Let your heart lean toward me. I may be calling you, not because you are in danger, but because you are loved. I may be drawing you away from noise because I want to heal what noise has covered. I may be whispering in the night because your spirit needs to remember my voice. Before you close your eyes again, give me your night. Give me your thoughts, your family, your body, your memories, your worries, and your future. Ask me to guard your sleep and prepare your heart for the morning. Then rest as one who has been heard. The Father who calls you in the darkness will not abandon you in the dawn. The Savior who whispers at 3 a.m. will walk with you through every hour that follows. My beloved child, when your eyes open in the deepest part of the night and your heart feels strangely awake, do not think first that you have been disturbed for no reason. Sometimes I allow your soul to rise from sleep because there is a wound inside you asking to be held. During the day, you may continue walking, speaking, working, smiling, and answering people as though everything is manageable. Yet beneath all of that, there is a tired place that longs for comfort, and I see it clearly. Tonight, I am not calling you to perform a perfect prayer. I am not asking you to become strong before you approach me. I am not waiting for you to organize your feelings into beautiful words. Come with the ache as it is. Come with the confusion as it is. Come with the heaviness that has no simple explanation. I am the Father who understands the tears you cannot describe, the exhaustion you cannot show, and the loneliness you have carried quietly for too long. Many times, your soul keeps pain hidden because it has learned to survive. You tell yourself that you must keep going. You tell yourself that others depend on you. You tell yourself that there is no time to fall apart. So, the sorrow waits. It waits behind your smile, behind your responsibilities, behind your busy schedule, behind the words, "I'm fine." Then, when the world grows silent and your defenses become weaker, that sorrow comes forward. My child, I do not despise that moment. I meet you there. Perhaps you wake at 3 a.m. because sadness has become too heavy to sleep through. A memory may return with painful clarity. A loss may feel fresh again. A fear may press on your chest. A name may rise in your mind. And with it comes longing, regret, or grief. Do not push it away immediately. Bring it to me. Let the night become a gentle place where your soul no longer has to pretend. I am not uncomfortable with your tears. I know their language. There is a kind of pain that people around you may not recognize. They may think you are simply tired, quiet, distant, or sensitive. They may not understand that your heart has been fighting battles in silence. Some wounds are not visible on the body. but they still affect every breath. Some disappointments do not announce themselves loudly, yet they slowly drain hope. Some fears become so familiar that you stop calling them fear. I see beneath the surface, and I come close not to judge you, but to comfort you. Hear my word to your heart. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. This is not a distant promise meant only for someone else. It is my invitation to you in this very hour. You who have been carrying too much, come. You who have been strong for everyone, come. You who have been hiding the deeper ache, come. You who feel tired even after sleeping, come. I do not ask you to earn rest. I offer it because I love you. At this hour, your mind may try to race ahead into tomorrow. It may bring up everything that needs to be fixed, paid, decided, healed, repaired, or endured. Anxiety may tell you that if you worry long enough, you will somehow gain control. But worry cannot hold you the way I can. Worry cannot heal you. Worry cannot give wisdom that comes from peace. So when your thoughts become loud, let me quiet them one by one. Place each concern into my hands as though laying stones down after a long journey. Sometimes you carry pain because you feel unseen. You wonder whether anyone truly notices how hard you are trying. You wonder whether your efforts matter. You wonder whether your kindness has been forgotten, whether your sacrifices have disappeared into silence, whether your prayers have been swallowed by the dark. My child, I see the love you gave when you were tired. I see the patience you showed when your own heart needed patience. I see the quiet obedience no one praised. Nothing offered in love is wasted before me. Maybe there is a wound from rejection that still aches in the night. Someone left, changed, betrayed, ignored, dismissed, or misunderstood you. Their absence may have become a shadow over your heart. Their words may still return when you are most vulnerable. You may ask, was I not enough? Was I too difficult to love? Did I matter at all? Listen to me with tenderness. Human rejection does not define your worth. Their inability to love you well does not erase my love for you. You are not abandoned in my eyes. There are nights when guilt tries to come dressed as truth. It reminds you of what you did wrong, what you failed to say, what you could have done better, and what you cannot change now. It makes your past feel louder than my mercy. Yet I do not wake you so guilt can torment you. I wake you so grace can speak. If there is sin, bring it to me and receive forgiveness. If there is regret, bring it to me and receive wisdom. If there is shame, bring it to me and receive the truth that my mercy is greater than your failure. Another hidden pain may come from feeling responsible for everyone. You worry about your family, your children, your parents, your spouse, your friends, the people who depend on you, and even those who do not understand what you sacrifice. You carry their troubles in your chest as if love requires you to hold every burden alone. But love was never meant to turn you into a prison of anxiety. Pray for them, yes. Serve them with wisdom, yes. But do not try to become their savior. I am the Savior. Place them in my care. In the dark, I may awaken you because your heart needs to hear that you are not alone. The enemy often uses the night to exaggerate loneliness. He whispers that no one understands, no one cares, no one will come, no one will help. But I am already with you. Before you opened your eyes, I was near. Before your first anxious thought formed, my mercy was present. Before your tears came, my love had already moved toward you. You are not facing this hour without me. Let your breathing slow, my child. Let your hands release their tight grip. Let your body remember that it is safe to rest in my presence. You do not have to solve your entire life before morning. You do not have to understand every unanswered question tonight. You do not have to carry tomorrow before tomorrow arrives. Receive this single truth. I am here. Stay with that. Let it become enough for this moment. Often, comfort begins when you stop arguing with your own weakness. You have been harsh with yourself for feeling sad, afraid, exhausted, or uncertain. You have told yourself that a stronger person would not struggle this way. But I do not speak to you with contempt. I know your frame. I know the limits of your strength. I know how long the road has been. Weakness brought into my presence can become a place of grace. A trembling heart placed in my hands can become steady again. There is no shame in needing comfort. Even the strongest souls need to be held by love. Even faithful hearts become weary. Even those who pray can still cry. Even those who believe can still feel afraid. Your need does not offend me. Your need draws you closer to the truth that you were never created to live apart from my care. Dependence on me is not failure. It is life returning to its proper source. Yet, when tears come, do not rush to wipe them away as though they are embarrassing. Let them fall before me. Every tear carries a story. Some tears carry grief. Some carry relief. Some carry longing. Some carry repentance. Some carry the weight of words you never had the courage to speak. I receive them all. I do not count them against you. I gather them as evidence that your heart is still alive, still capable of feeling, still longing for healing. At times, you may not know what comfort should feel like. Pain has been present for so long that peace feels unfamiliar. If calm enters your heart, you may wonder whether it will last. If hope rises, you may fear being disappointed again. Allow me to teach you slowly. My comfort does not always arrive as overwhelming emotion. Sometimes it comes as a quiet steadiness, a softened breath, a less anxious thought, a willingness to rest, or the simple realization that you are still held. This night may also reveal the places where you have been spiritually hungry. You have consumed noise, opinions, distractions, entertainment, and endless worries. Yet your soul remains thirsty. My child, your heart needs more than information. It needs my presence. It needs truth that heals, mercy that restores, silence that cleanses, and love that does not disappear. When I wake you, I may be drawing you away from what numbs you and back toward what nourishes you. Do not be afraid to speak honestly in the quiet. Say, Father, I am tired. Say, Father, I feel alone. Say, Father, I am afraid of tomorrow. Say, Father, I miss what I lost. Say, Father, I need you to hold me. Such prayers are precious to me. They do not need decoration. They do not need perfect grammar. They only need truth. A truthful cry from a fragile soul reaches me more deeply than empty words spoken without the heart. Sometimes I comfort you by reminding you of what is still good. Even in a painful season, grace has not vanished. There may still be breath in your lungs, a small light in your heart, a person who cares, a door not yet closed, a lesson being learned, a hidden protection, a strength that has carried you farther than you expected. I do not ask you to deny what hurts. I simply invite you to notice that pain is not the whole story. If you wake because depression has made the night feel heavy, hear me clearly. Your life is not worthless. The darkness in your emotions is not the truth of your identity. The tiredness in your mind is not the measure of your future. You may feel empty, but you are not empty to me. You may feel forgotten, but I have not forgotten you. You may feel weak, but my compassion is near to the weak. Hold on to me, even with the smallest thread of faith. Should fear of the future rise again, let my love stand between you and the unknown. You do not need to see the entire path to take the next step. You do not need to know every answer to trust the one who leads. The future may look unclear to you, but it is not unclear to me. I am already present in the day you fear. I am already preparing grace for moments you have not reached. Rest your heart in that truth. In this hour, I may also comfort you by giving you courage to release what has become too heavy. Some griefs must be mourned. Some relationships must be placed in my hands. Some expectations must be surrendered. Some burdens must be shared with wise and loving people. Some wounds require time, prayer, and patient healing. Comfort does not always mean everything stays the same and feels easier. Sometimes comfort gives you strength to let go of what has been quietly crushing you. My child, I know the difference between a heart that is lazy and a heart that is exhausted. I know the difference between rebellion and weariness. I know the difference between someone running from me and someone too tired to know how to come closer. If you can only whisper my name tonight, whisper it. If you can only sit in silence, sit with me. If you can only cry, let your tears become prayer. I am gentle with the soul that has been bruised by life. While the world sleeps, let me remind you that you are loved without having to produce anything in this moment. You are not valuable only when you are useful. You are not cherished only when you are strong. You are not seen only when you succeed. Before you do another task, answer another need, or carry another responsibility, you are my child. That is the foundation beneath everything. Rest there. Eventually, your heart may become quiet enough to receive peace. Do not chase it anxiously. Do not demand that comfort arrive in a certain way. Simply remain open. Let my presence settle over the places that have been restless. Let my mercy cover the memories that still sting. Let my truth answer the lies that have been speaking too loudly. Let my love become the shelter around your thoughts. Before you return to sleep, place one hand over your heart and remember that I am near to the brokenhearted. Give me the sorrow you cannot fix. Give me the fear you cannot silence. Give me the people you cannot control. Give me the future you cannot predict. Give me the pain you have carried in secret. I will not drop what you entrust to me. I will not mock your weakness. I will not turn away from your need. So if you wake at 3 a.m., my beloved child, do not only ask why sleep has left you, ask whether your Father is inviting you to receive comfort. Let the night become a place where the wounded parts of you are held by mercy. Let the silence become a blanket over your anxious thoughts. Let the darkness remind you that my presence does not depend on daylight. I wake you because your soul needs comfort, and I come close because you are loved more deeply than you know. My child, when the night becomes silent and the world around you seems to disappear, do not think that the emptiness is useless. That quiet hour can become a doorway. It can become a sacred room where your soul no longer has to compete with noise, expectations, duties, and the endless demands of the day. In the daylight, many voices call your name. In the darkness, when everything grows still, my voice can become clearer to the heart that is willing to listen. Beloved, I know how much noise has surrounded you. Even when the room is quiet, your mind can still be loud. Thoughts run from one worry to another. Memories appear without warning. Regrets speak from behind old doors. Plans, fears, questions, and unfinished conversations gather inside you until your soul feels crowded. Yet, in the silence of the night, I invite you not to run from what rises within you, but to bring it all before me. There is a sacred kind of quiet that does not accuse you. It simply reveals what has been hidden beneath the rush. During the day, you may cover your pain with work, messages, chores, entertainment, conversations, and responsibilities. You may keep moving because stillness feels too honest. But when I call you into the silence, I am not trying to expose you in shame. I am inviting you into truth with love. I am making space for your heart to breathe in my presence. At 3 a.m., you do not need to explain yourself to the world. No one is asking you to smile. No one is waiting for your answer. No one is measuring your strength. In that hidden hour, you can remove the mask you have worn too long. You can stop pretending that everything is fine. You can stop acting as though your heart does not ache. You can sit before me as you truly are, and I will not turn away. Sometimes the silence feels uncomfortable because you are not used to being fully present with your own soul. You are used to filling every empty space with sound. You reach for something to watch, something to read, something to distract you, something to keep the deeper questions from rising. Yet what you avoid in silence often continues to wound you in secret. Let me meet you there. Let the quiet become not a threat, but a sanctuary. I once came to my frightened disciples and said, "Peace be with you." Receive that word now, as though I am speaking it inside your room. Peace be with you in the hour when your heart trembles. Peace be with you in the silence that feels too deep. Peace be with you when old fears return. Peace be with you when you do not know what tomorrow will bring. I do not enter your night to increase your fear. I enter to bring my peace. Within this sacred meeting, you may speak honestly. Tell me what hurts without trying to make it sound smaller. Tell me what frightens you without pretending your faith has no questions. Tell me what you cannot say to others because they might misunderstand, grow impatient, or offer shallow answers. I am not like those who listen only halfway. I hear what your words say, and I hear what your silence cannot yet express. Perhaps there are things you have never dared to say aloud, a fear that seems too dark, a disappointment that feels too bitter, a desire that feels too fragile, a wound that still embarrasses you, a question you were taught not to ask. Bring it into this meeting. I do not ask you for polite distance. I ask you for real communion. A child does not need to hide the truth from a loving father. In the stillness, you can tell me about the person who wounded you. You can tell me about the words that stayed in your heart long after the conversation ended. You can tell me about the apology you never received, the goodbye that never made sense, the love that changed, the trust that broke, the family pain that still follows you, and the loneliness that has shaped your nights. I will not rush you. I will not say your pain is too old to matter. I am present to heal what time alone could not heal. Another part of you may want to confess what has been weighing on your conscience. Do not be afraid. If sin has made your heart heavy, come into the light. If pride has made you stubborn, let humility return. If envy has poisoned your peace, place it before me. If anger has controlled your words, ask for a new spirit. If fear has made you disobedient, receive courage. The silence of the night can become holy because truth and mercy meet there. During this hidden hour, let your prayer become simple. You do not need long sentences. You do not need dramatic emotion. You do not need to force tears or search for beautiful expressions. Say, "Father, I am here." Say, "Lord, I need you." Say, "Teach me to listen." Say, "Show me what I have been avoiding." Say, "Hold what I cannot carry." A simple prayer offered with sincerity can open the soul more deeply than many words spoken without attention. Stillness also teaches you to listen. Many prayers are filled with speaking, but leave no space for receiving. You tell me your fears, then rush away before peace can settle. You ask for guidance, then return immediately to your own anxious reasoning. You seek comfort, then fill the room again with noise before comfort can reach you. Tonight, linger. After you speak, remain. After you cry, breathe. After you ask, listen with trust. My voice often comes gently. It may not interrupt the room with sound. It may rise as peace where panic had been. It may appear as a clear thought that leads you toward forgiveness. It may come as a conviction to stop a harmful path. It may come as courage to take one faithful step. It may come as the quiet assurance that you are not alone. Do not despise the gentle way I speak. Love does not always need to shout. In this sacred meeting, I may reveal what has been draining your spirit. Perhaps you have been giving your attention to things that leave you empty. Perhaps you have allowed fear to guide decisions that should have been guided by faith. Perhaps you have carried responsibilities that do not belong to you. Perhaps you have ignored rest until your soul became thin. Perhaps you have mistaken constant movement for obedience. Let me show you with tenderness, not to burden you further, but to free you. Silence can become a mirror, but in my presence, it is not a cruel mirror. It does not show you the truth so you can hate yourself. It shows you the truth so you can be healed. When you see your fear, I offer courage. When you see your pride, I offer humility. When you see your wound, I offer compassion. When you see your weakness, I offer grace. When you see your need, I offer myself. Many times, you have looked for me only in answers. You wanted the problem solved, the door opened, the pain removed, the future explained. I understand. Your needs are real, and I care about them. Yet before every answer, there is a deeper invitation to know me. In the silence, I draw you beyond the gifts and into the presence of the giver. I want your heart to discover that I am not only useful in crisis, I am beautiful in communion. The night can become a place where your soul remembers its true home. You were not created to live only for survival, money, approval, achievement, or human praise. You were created to be loved by me and to love me in return. When everything else grows quiet, that truth can rise again. Beneath the worries, beneath the wounds, beneath the daily struggle, there is a child longing for the Father. I am here for that child. If you feel unworthy in the silence, do not leave. Unworthiness often becomes louder when distractions fall away. You may remember your failures and think, how can I meet God like this? Listen carefully. I am the one who calls you while knowing everything. I do not invite an imaginary version of you. I invite the real you. I invite the wounded you, the repentant you, the tired you, the confused you, the you who still wants to believe even after many disappointments. No crowd is needed for this meeting to be holy. No altar made by human hands is required. No public recognition is necessary. I can meet you beside your bed in a dark room with only your breathing and your whispered prayer. Heaven is not impressed by appearance. Heaven receives the humble heart. The hidden prayer that no one sees can become precious before me. At times, you may not know whether you are truly listening or simply thinking. Be patient with yourself. Learning to recognize my nearness takes gentleness. Do not become anxious about doing everything correctly. Begin with love. Begin with surrender. Begin with the willingness to be quiet before me. Over time, your heart will learn the difference between the voice that condemns and the voice that restores, between fear that rushes and peace that guides, between distraction and holy conviction. Maybe the silence will bring someone's name to your heart. Do not ignore it. Pray for them. Ask me to protect them, soften them, heal them, guide them, and bring them closer to my light. You may never know what your hidden prayer did, but love offered in secret is not meaningless. A sacred meeting with me often opens your heart to others, because my love does not end with your own need. There may also be a decision waiting inside you. You have delayed it because fear made the matter confusing. You have asked many opinions, imagined many outcomes, and still felt unsettled. In the silence, bring that decision before me without forcing an answer. Ask for wisdom. Ask for purity of motive. Ask for courage to obey what is right. I may not reveal the whole path at once, but I can give light for the next step. This holy quiet can cleanse your imagination. Fear has used your imagination to paint disasters. Anxiety has filled your mind with scenes that have not happened. Shame has replayed old failures until they felt alive again. In my presence, let your imagination be washed. Picture your life held in my hands. Picture your home covered by peace. Picture your future not as a dark unknown, but as a road where I will walk with you. Faith does not deny reality. It lets my truth become greater than fear's images. When the room feels dark, remember that darkness does not prevent communion. I have met many souls in places where the world saw nothing special. I have entered prisons of fear, rooms of grief, hearts full of doubt, and nights heavy with tears. I do not wait for perfect conditions. I come where I am welcomed. A dark room with an open heart can become brighter before me than a crowded place filled with empty words. Let gratitude join the silence. even if it begins small. Thank me for keeping you through another day. Thank me for the breath still moving through your body. Thank me for the strength that carried you when you felt weak. Thank me for the mercy you did not notice, the protection you did not see, the kindness that reached you, the chance to begin again. Gratitude does not erase sorrow, but it places sorrow inside a larger truth. My goodness has not abandoned you. Then allow trust to settle like a blanket over your thoughts. You do not need to leave this meeting with every answer. You do not need to understand every reason for your awakening. You do not need to solve every burden before returning to rest. Sometimes the purpose of the sacred meeting is not information, but communion. Not instruction, but nearness. Not explanation, but peace. Let that be enough for tonight. A heart that meets me in silence becomes less dependent on noise. Slowly, you learn that you do not need constant distraction to survive your own thoughts. You learn that fear loses strength when brought into my presence. You learn that loneliness is not the final truth of the night. You learn that prayer can become a shelter. You learn that even when no one else hears you, your Father hears with perfect attention. Before you sleep again, let the quiet seal what I have done. Do not rush back into worry. Do not reopen every anxious question. Do not allow the old storm to take back the room I have filled with peace. Place your concerns at my feet and leave them there for this hour. Rest is also an act of trust. To sleep after prayer is to say, Father, I believe you remain awake over what I cannot control. My child, the silence of the night can become a sacred meeting when you stop fearing it and begin offering it to me. In that meeting, masks fall away, truth rises, mercy speaks, wounds are held, and the soul remembers it is loved. If you wake at 3 a.m., do not only ask why the night has interrupted you, ask whether I am inviting you into a deeper place. Ask whether the stillness is becoming a chapel. Ask whether your Father is waiting there, ready to listen, ready to comfort, ready to guide. So remain with me in this holy quiet. Let the room be simple. Let your prayer be honest. Let your heart be open. Tell me what hurts. Tell me what frightens you. Tell me what you cannot say to others. I will receive every word, every tear, every silence, and every longing. The world may be asleep, but love is awake. The night may be dark, but my presence is near. The hour may feel hidden, but in my eyes it can become sacred. My child, when I awaken you in the hidden hour of the night, it is not always because something terrible is about to happen. Do not let fear take my invitation and twist it into panic. I do not call you into prayer so your imagination can run into darkness. I call you because I love you, because I see what you cannot yet see, and because sometimes a heart that prays before the storm is able to stand when the winds begin to rise. Beloved, there are moments when I stir your spirit before a trial becomes visible. You may not know why you suddenly feel urged to pray. You may not understand why a certain person comes to mind, why a certain decision feels heavy, why your heart senses caution, or why sleep leaves you at an unusual hour. Yet I know the path ahead. I know the conversations that will test your patience, the temptations that will seek an open door, the discouragement that may try to weaken your faith, and the choices that will require wisdom. Sometimes the warning I give is gentle. It may not sound like alarm. It may come as uneasiness around a path that once looked attractive. It may come as a quiet pause before you answer a message. It may come as a sudden desire to pray for protection. It may come as a deep sense that you should not rush, not speak too quickly, not trust every voice, not return to an old habit, not walk through a door simply because it is open. My guidance often begins as holy caution. Listen to me with a peaceful heart. Warning is not rejection. When I slow you down, I am not withholding love. When I close away, I am not punishing you. When I make your spirit restless about something harmful, I am not trying to confuse you. I am protecting you. A loving father does not watch his child step toward danger without speaking. A faithful shepherd does not remain silent when the sheep wanders near the edge. I have said, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me." That word is for you tonight. You are not left without guidance. You are not expected to recognize every danger by your own wisdom. You belong to the one who knows your name. When I call, my voice may lead you away from what looks easy and toward what is safe. It may lead you away from what pleases the flesh and toward what strengthens the soul. It may lead you away from temporary comfort and toward lasting peace. Perhaps you have already ignored certain warnings in the past. You felt the check in your spirit, but you moved forward anyway. You sensed that a relationship was pulling you from peace, but you stayed because loneliness was loud. You knew a habit was damaging your soul, but you returned because pain wanted relief. You felt that a decision was unwise, yet pride or fear pushed you forward. My child, I do not remind you of this to shame you. I remind you so you can learn to trust my voice more quickly. There are storms that begin as small compromises. A word spoken in anger becomes a wound. A hidden resentment becomes bitterness. A private temptation becomes a pattern. A careless friendship becomes a doorway to confusion. A repeated lie becomes a prison. A delayed apology becomes distance. A neglected prayer life becomes spiritual weakness. When I awaken you to pray, I may be calling you to repair the small place before it becomes a large ruin. At 3 a.m., the world is quiet enough for your conscience to speak without being drowned by distractions. Do not silence it if it is calling you back to truth. If there is someone you need to forgive, bring that person to me. If there is a sin, you need to leave. Do not negotiate with it in the dark. If there is a decision, you need to reconsider. Ask me for wisdom. If there is a relationship that is confusing your heart, place it under my light. If there is a burden you have been carrying in pride, surrender it before it crushes you. My warning can also come because I am strengthening you before temptation arrives. The enemy often waits for weariness. He approaches when your heart is lonely, when your body is tired, when your emotions are wounded, when you feel misunderstood, when disappointment has weakened your resistance. He whispers that one small compromise will not matter, that one secret sin will comfort you, that one bitter word will make you feel powerful, that one return to the old way will ease the ache. I wake you so prayer can strengthen the place where temptation hopes to enter. Do not underestimate the power of prayer before the battle. A soul that prays only after falling may still receive mercy, but a soul that prays before temptation receives strength to stand. A heart that asks for help before anger explodes can answer gently. A mind that seeks my peace before fear rises can resist panic. A spirit that comes to me before loneliness becomes desperation can refuse what would later wound it. Prevention is also mercy. Tonight, if you feel a burden to pray, do not postpone it. Do not say, "I will pray later." If my spirit is drawing you now, later, your mind may be busy. Later, your heart may grow dull. Later, the moment may pass. A simple prayer in obedience can become a shield around your day. A few sincere words can change the way you enter a conversation, make a decision, face temptation, or respond to unexpected news. At times, I may wake you because someone you love needs covering. You may not know the struggle they are facing. You may not know the danger forming around them. You may not know the despair they are hiding, the temptation pulling them, the decision before them, or the pain they have not confessed. Yet, if their name rises in your heart with unusual weight, pray. Do not panic. Intercede. Place them in my hands. Ask me to guard their mind, guide their steps, soften their heart, and surround them with light. There are also storms of the mind that require early prayer. Anxiety may begin with one thought, then grow into many. Suspicion may begin with one fear, then become a story you believe without proof. Discouragement may begin with one disappointment, then become a voice that says your life will never change. When I call you to pray in the night, I may be interrupting the storm before it becomes a flood inside your thoughts. Let me speak peace before fear builds a throne. Sometimes the coming storm is not outside you, but within you. A hidden anger may be rising. An old wound may be preparing to control your words. A comparison may be poisoning your gratitude. A desire may be pulling your heart away from what is holy. A despairing thought may be trying to convince you to give up. I see these movements before they become actions. I wake you, not to accuse you, but to help you return before the inner storm breaks. My child, I will never guide you through fear that destroys your peace. My true warning brings sobriety, not terror. It brings attentiveness, not obsession. It brings humility, not panic. It brings prayer, not superstition. If a thought drives you into torment, hopelessness, or confusion, bring that thought to me and test it in my light. My voice may be serious, but it is never cruel. My guidance may correct, but it does not crush. My warning may stop you, but it also offers a path of life. Look carefully at the doors opening around you. Not every opportunity comes from me simply because it looks promising. Some doors shine on the outside, but lead towards spiritual exhaustion. Some offers flatter your pride, but weaken your integrity. Some relationships feel exciting, but pull you away from truth. Some shortcuts appear helpful, but cost your peace. When I wake you to pray, ask me to give you discernment. Ask not only, "Can I have this?" Ask, "Father, is this from you?" Wisdom often begins with waiting. The storm grows stronger when you rush without prayer. A message sent too quickly can wound. A promise made without discernment can trap. A purchase made from fear can burden. A relationship entered from loneliness can confuse. A decision made to impress others can lead you away from peace. Slow down, beloved. You do not need to answer every pressure immediately. Let prayer stand between impulse and action. There are times when my warning will ask you to remain silent. You may want to defend yourself, explain everything, correct every misunderstanding, or answer every accusation. Yet some words spoken in the wrong spirit create more fire. If I hold your tongue, trust me. Silence can be obedience when anger wants to speak. Patience can be strength when pride wants to prove itself. A gentle response can prevent a storm that harshness would awaken. Other times, my warning will ask you to speak. Perhaps truth has been avoided for too long. Perhaps a boundary must be set. Perhaps an apology is needed. Perhaps a loved one must be warned with compassion. Perhaps you must confess what has been hidden. Speaking in obedience may feel frightening, but truth spoken with love can prevent deeper damage. Ask me for the right timing, the right words, and the right heart. In your family, I may awaken you to protect the atmosphere of your home. A home can become heavy when prayer disappears, when resentment is allowed to grow, when harsh words become normal, when everyone carries pain, but no one brings it into the light. Pray over your home in the night. Ask me to fill every room with peace. Ask me to guard those who sleep beneath the same roof. Ask me to reveal what must be healed before distance becomes a wall. Within your own soul, I may be warning you against spiritual sleep. You can be physically awake and spiritually numb. You can continue routines while your heart drifts far from me. You can speak religious words while love grows cold. You can avoid obvious sins while pride, bitterness, and fear slowly take root. When I call you at 3 a.m., I may be saying, "Wake up, my child. Come back before your heart grows harder. Return before distance feels normal." Do not hear this as condemnation. Hear it as mercy. The one who corrects you in love is saving you from deeper sorrow. The one who wakes you before the fire spreads is protecting what can still be restored. The one who warns you before the fall is inviting you to stand. My correction is not evidence that I have rejected you. It is evidence that you are mine. The storm may also be a season of testing. You may soon need patience, courage, purity, endurance, forgiveness, or wisdom in a greater measure. So I call you beforehand. I strengthen your roots before the wind rises. I fill your lamp before the night grows longer. I settle your heart before pressure comes. The prayer you offer now may become the strength you draw from later. You may not understand tonight why you needed this moment, but afterward you may say, "My Father prepared me." Beloved, when a warning comes, respond with trust rather than dread. Say, "Father, show me what I need to see." Say, "Guard me from what would harm my soul." Say, "Lead me away from temptation." Say, "Protect those I love." Say, "Give me wisdom before I act." Say, "Keep my heart close to you." Such prayers are not complicated, but they are powerful when spoken sincerely. Do not try to carry the weight of every possible danger. That is not discernment, it is anxiety. I am not asking you to control the future. I am asking you to walk closely with me. I will give enough light for the step before you. I will not always show every detail, because some knowledge would only burden you. Trust me to reveal what you need when you need it. Trust me to hide what your heart is not meant to carry. If you sense a warning and feel confused, return to peace. Do not make decisions while panic is speaking. Bring the matter again into prayer. Seek wise counsel if needed. Examine whether the path agrees with love, truth, humility, purity, and peace. Look at the fruit it produces in your soul. Does it draw you closer to me or farther away? Does it awaken faith or feed secrecy? Does it strengthen love or deepen selfishness? My guidance will never lead you away from my character. Sometimes the storm grows stronger because people ignore the first whisper. A small uneasiness is dismissed. A conviction is buried. A boundary is postponed. A prayer is delayed. A truth is avoided. But tonight, you are hearing me call. Let this be the moment you listen sooner. Let this be the hour you choose obedience before pain becomes greater. Let this be the night you allow my warning to become protection. My child, I am not trying to make you live suspiciously. I want you to live awake. Awake to my voice. Awake to the condition of your heart. Awake to the needs of those around you. Awake to the traps that once held you. Awake to the grace that can keep you standing. A fearful person sees danger everywhere and loses peace. A prayerful person walks with me and receives wisdom. Before you return to sleep, ask me to guard the gates of your life. Guard your eyes from what darkens the soul. Guard your ears from what feeds fear and impurity. Guard your mouth from words that destroy. Guard your mind from lies that lead to despair. Guard your heart from attachments that pull you away from truth. Guard your steps from paths that look easy but end in sorrow. Rest also in this. My warning is joined to my presence. I do not say, "Be careful," and then leave you alone. I say, "Follow me," and I walk ahead. I do not reveal danger so you can be paralyzed. I reveal enough so you can be guided. I do not awaken you to make the night heavier. I awaken you to place your heart, your family, your choices, and your future under my care. So when you wake at 3 a.m. and feel the call to pray, answer with trust. The storm may never become what it could have been because you prayed. The temptation may lose strength because you sought me early. The decision may become clear because you slowed down. The person you love may be covered because you interceded. The fear within you may be quieted because you listened before panic grew. My beloved child, I am warning you before the storm grows stronger, not because I want you afraid, but because I want you protected. Let prayer become your shelter before the rain begins. Let wisdom become your lamp before the road darkens. Let obedience become your safety before temptation speaks louder. Let my voice become the sound you trust above every other sound. If I wake you in the night, come to me. Listen, pray, surrender. I am near, and my love is watching over what you cannot see. My beloved child, when I awaken you in the quiet hour of the night, do not think only of your own burden. Sometimes I place prayer in your heart because someone close to you needs covering, mercy, protection, or light. While the world sleeps, there are souls fighting hidden battles. There are hearts sinking under sadness. There are families carrying wounds they do not know how to heal. There are people you love standing near choices that could shape their future. In that hour, I may be inviting you to stand before me for them. Gently, I may bring a name to your mind. It may be your child, your parent, your spouse, your sibling, your friend, or someone who has drifted far from faith. Perhaps their face appears suddenly in your thoughts, not because you are meant to worry, but because you are meant to pray. Do not turn that burden into fear. Turn it into intercession. Say their name before me. Place them beneath my mercy. Ask me to guard their steps, soften their heart, heal their pain, and lead them away from what would destroy their peace. Often, love becomes heavy because you try to carry people in your own strength. You worry about their choices, their health, their future, their sadness, their anger, their distance from me, and their wounds. You replay conversations, imagine dangers, and wonder how to fix what only grace can touch. My child, your love is precious, but you are not their savior. Bring them to me. I can enter places you cannot enter. I can speak in depths you cannot reach. I can work in silence where your words have failed. There is a holy power in praying for your family while they sleep. The house may be quiet, yet your prayer can rise like incense. The rooms may be dark, yet mercy can move through them. Those you love may not know that you are awake, whispering their names before me, but heaven knows. A hidden prayer can cover a child walking through confusion. A hidden prayer can strengthen a spouse under pressure. A hidden prayer can soften a parent's heart, protect a sibling, heal old bitterness, and invite peace into a home that has carried too much tension. Remember this word I spoke: where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I among them. Even when you are physically alone in the night, you are not spiritually alone when your heart gathers your family before me. You bring them into my presence by love. You stand in the gap with faith. You ask that my peace enter the places where anger, silence, fear, and misunderstanding have lived too long. I am present where my name is welcomed, and I can begin a work no human eye sees at first. Perhaps your home has felt spiritually tired. Words have been spoken that wounded. Affection has grown quiet. People pass one another but do not truly meet. Meals are shared without warmth. Rooms hold memories of arguments, grief, financial pressure, sickness, or disappointment. Tonight, pray over your home. Ask me to cleanse the atmosphere. Ask me to bring gentleness where harshness has become normal. Ask me to restore respect where contempt has entered. Ask me to teach every heart how to listen again. Sometimes a family does not need another argument. It needs prayer, not prayer used as a weapon, not prayer spoken with pride, not prayer that says, "Father, fix them because I am right." I ask you to pray with humility. Begin by placing your own heart before me. Ask me to remove bitterness from your words, impatience from your tone, pride from your judgments, and fear from your reactions. When you pray for your family, allow me also to shape you into an instrument of peace. There may be someone in your home who is suffering silently. They may not know how to explain the sadness inside them. They may be carrying shame, addiction, anxiety, temptation, depression, anger, or loneliness. They may appear strong, distant, rebellious, or cold. But beneath the surface, there is often a wound asking for mercy. Pray for what you cannot see. Ask me to reveal my love to them in ways they can receive. Ask me to send the right word, the right person, the right moment, and the right grace. At times, the person I place on your heart may be far from you. Distance does not weaken prayer. A son or daughter in another city, a friend in another country, a loved one you cannot reach, someone who no longer answers your messages, someone whose life worries you deeply. Bring them to me. Your arms may not reach them, but my presence can. Your voice may not be heard by them, but I hear you. Your power may be limited, but my mercy is not. Do not underestimate a parent's prayer. Do not underestimate a spouse's prayer. Do not underestimate the prayer of a child for a parent, a sibling for a sibling, a friend for a friend. Love that kneels before me becomes more than emotion. It becomes a channel through which faith, compassion, and hope are offered. You may never know every danger from which prayer helped protect someone. You may never see every moment where grace touched a heart because you asked. But no sincere intercession is wasted. Sometimes I will wake you to pray for those who are lost. Not lost because I have stopped loving them, but lost because they no longer know the way home. They may have wandered into sin, pride, bitterness, despair, false comfort, or spiritual numbness. They may laugh outwardly while dying inwardly. They may reject my name because they have misunderstood my heart. They may avoid prayer because shame tells them they are too far gone. Pray for them with mercy, not superiority. You were also rescued by grace. When you think of those who are far from me, do not speak over them as if their story is finished. Do not say, they will never change. Do not say, they are too hardened. Do not say, there is no hope. My love can reach behind locked doors. My mercy can find the prodigal in a distant land. My truth can pierce confusion. My kindness can awaken repentance. A heart that seems closed to you may still be reachable by me. There are people who have wounded you, and sometimes I ask you to pray even for them. This does not mean pretending the harm was acceptable. This does not mean returning to unsafe places or denying the need for boundaries. It means refusing to let hatred govern your soul. Pray that they encounter truth. Pray that they repent where they have sinned. Pray that I heal what is broken in them so they stop breaking others. Pray because mercy frees your heart from becoming like the pain you endured. A prayer for enemies is one of the hardest offerings. Your flesh may resist it. Your memories may object. Your heart may say, they do not deserve prayer. Yet I have taught you to love beyond what feels easy. When you pray for those who hurt you, you are not excusing darkness. You are placing the person and the wound under my authority. You are saying, Father, you judge rightly. You heal deeply. You protect wisely. I refuse to let bitterness become my home. In the night, ask me to bless your children if you have them. Bless their minds against confusion. Bless their hearts against despair. Bless their friendships, their decisions, their studies, their work, their future, their purity, their courage, and their faith. If they are young, pray that they grow under my protection. If they are grown, pray that wisdom walks with them where you cannot. If they have wandered, pray with tears, but also with trust. I love them more than you can comprehend. If your parents are still living, bring them before me too. Perhaps they are aging, sick, lonely, stubborn, wounded, or carrying regrets they never speak. Perhaps your relationship with them is tender, complicated, distant, or painful. Ask me to give them peace, repentance, healing, protection, and light. Ask me to heal what can be healed in your family line. Ask me to break cycles of anger, silence, fear, addiction, pride, or despair that have passed from one generation to another. Within your marriage or closest relationships, pray for unity. Pray not only that the other person changes, but that love becomes patient, honest, humble, and wise. Ask me to restore tenderness where routine has made hearts dull. Ask me to help both people speak without cruelty and listen without defensiveness. Ask me to protect the relationship from temptation, resentment, neglect, and selfishness. Where trust has been broken, ask for truth and healing. Where love has grown tired, Ask for renewed grace. For friends, pray with faith. Some friends laugh with you but cry alone. Some encourage others while needing encouragement themselves. Some hide their burdens because they fear becoming a burden. If I bring a friend to your mind at 3 a.m., pause and bless them. Ask me to strengthen them, guide them, and surround them with people who carry my love. A simple prayer may reach them in a moment when they feel forgotten. There are also strangers who need prayer, the sick in hospital rooms, the poor who wonder how they will eat, the lonely who feel no one would notice if they disappeared, the depressed who are tired of fighting, the addicted who hate their chains but do not know how to break free, the grieving who cannot imagine joy returning, the lost who do not yet know my mercy. Your night prayer can become wider than your own circle. Let compassion enlarge your heart. My child, intercession does not require perfect knowledge. You do not need to know every detail to pray effectively. You can say, Father, you know what they need. You can ask for protection, healing, wisdom, repentance, comfort, provision, courage, and peace. You can ask me to send help where help is needed, to close harmful doors, to open holy doors, to bring truth where lies have ruled, and to bring hope where despair has settled. Sometimes while praying, you will feel helpless because you cannot control the outcome. That helplessness can become holy when it leads you to surrender. You are not asked to control people. You are asked to love, pray, speak truth when needed, act wisely when called, and trust me with what remains beyond your reach. Intercession is not control disguised as spirituality. It is love placed into the hands of God. Be careful not to let prayer become anxious repetition. If you pray for your family and then spend the rest of the night imagining every danger, your heart has not yet rested in my care. Pray, then entrust. Ask, then breathe. Bless, then release. I know how to watch over those you love. I do not sleep. I do not lose sight of them. I do not need you to remain afraid in order for me to remain faithful. In your home, you can pray over doorways, beds, rooms, conversations, and memories. Ask me to make your home a place of refuge rather than fear. Ask me to remove what invites darkness into thought, speech, and behavior. Ask me to fill the home with forgiveness, gratitude, patience, honesty, and peace. Even if others do not yet pray with you, let your own heart become an altar. One surrendered soul can begin to change the atmosphere. There may be generational wounds in your family that need my light. Patterns of harshness, silence, abandonment, addiction, unbelief, manipulation, poverty of spirit, or despair may have traveled through years. Do not accept every inherited wound as permanent. Bring your family line before me. Ask me to begin healing what human effort alone could not repair. Ask me to teach you a new way of speaking, loving, forgiving, deciding, and believing. When praying for those who are lost, let hope remain stronger than frustration. Some transformations take time. Some hearts resist many invitations before finally turning. Some people must reach the end of false roads before they recognize the path home. Do not give up too quickly. Keep loving with wisdom. Keep praying with patience. Keep trusting that my mercy can move in ways hidden from your eyes. At the same time, do not let another person's condition steal your own peace. You can pray deeply without drowning in their struggle. You can care without becoming consumed. You can love without carrying the weight that belongs to me. If you are exhausted from worrying about someone, hear me gently. Place them back into my hands. You are not abandoning them by trusting me. You are acknowledging that I am God and you are my child. Itaisu. Tonight, if I wake you, let your prayer move through the rooms of your life. Begin with your own heart, then bless your home. Pray for those sleeping near you. Pray for those far away. Pray for those who have hurt you. Pray for the sick, the poor, the lonely, the tempted, and the lost. Let the stillness of 3 a.m. become a hidden chapel where love becomes prayer and prayer becomes an act of mercy. My beloved, I hear the prayers no one else hears. I see the tears that fall beside the bed. I receive the whispered names. I understand the ache behind every request. I know the child you worry about, the spouse you cannot fully reach, the parent whose pain troubles you, the friend whose silence concerns you, and the soul whose distance from me breaks your heart. None of them are invisible to me. So pray with trust, not panic. Pray with compassion, not judgment. Pray with perseverance, not despair. Pray with surrender, not control. Let your family, your home, and those who are lost be placed beneath my mercy tonight. I can guard while you sleep. I can speak while you are silent. I can move where you cannot go. I can restore what seems too damaged. I can call back those who have wandered. I can fill a home with peace again. Before your eyes close once more, bless them all in my name. Bless the one who is afraid. Bless the one who is angry. Bless the one who is far away. Bless the one who is sick. Bless the one who does not know how to pray. Bless the one who has forgotten my love. Bless the one who wounded you. Bless the home where you live and the people who pass through it. Then rest, my child. The prayers offered in the night are not lost. They rise before me. And my love is already moving in ways you cannot see. My child, when you wake in the deep of the night and the room feels too still, do not let fear take the place where trust belongs. The darkness around you is not greater than the light within my presence. The silence is not empty if I am there with you. The hour is not cursed, dangerous, or abandoned simply because the world is asleep. I am Lord over the night as surely as I am Lord over the morning, and no shadow can push me away from the child I love. Beloved, many hearts become afraid when they wake at 3 a.m. because the mind begins to imagine what the soul has not yet surrendered. You may hear every small sound more clearly. You may notice the darkness more intensely. You may feel alone, even though you are not alone. Thoughts may come quickly. Why am I awake? Is something wrong? Is this a warning? Is danger near? Yet I do not want you to become a prisoner of anxious interpretations. I want you to recognize my nearness before fear writes its story. Sometimes the night feels powerful because your body is tired and your emotions are unguarded. A concern that seemed manageable in the afternoon can feel overwhelming before dawn. A memory that was quiet during the day can become louder in the dark. A fear you tried to ignore can rise with force when there are no distractions left. But even then, I am not absent. I am not watching from far away. I am beside you, patient and merciful, ready to steady the heart that turns toward me. Hear me gently. It is I. Do not be afraid. Let that word rest over your room, over your bed, over your thoughts, over every shadow that tries to disturb your peace. I spoke peace to frightened hearts before, and I speak peace to you now. I do not mock your fear. I do not condemn your trembling. I come close enough for you to know that fear is not your master. Darkness is not your covering, and loneliness is not the truth of this hour. At 3 a.m., you may feel as though the whole world has disappeared. The streets are quiet. The voices that usually surround you are silent. The people you might call are sleeping. The tasks that fill your day have paused. In that stillness, your soul may feel exposed. Yet, what feels like emptiness can become a place of encounter. What feels like isolation can become an invitation. What feels like interruption can become the moment when you realize that my presence does not depend on crowds, music, light, or human comfort. Do not search the darkness for reasons to panic. Search your heart for the place where my peace is waiting to enter. Fear looks outward and imagines threats. Faith looks toward me and remembers truth. Fear says, "You are alone." Faith answers, "My Father is here." Fear says, "Something terrible is coming." Faith answers, even if a storm comes. I will not face it without God. Fear says, "You cannot rest." Faith answers, "The one who watches over me does not sleep." There are nights when your imagination becomes a battlefield. It creates scenes of loss, illness, failure, rejection, poverty, danger, and regret. It makes tomorrow feel unbearable before tomorrow has even arrived. My child, bring your imagination under my light. You do not have to follow every thought that appears. You do not have to believe every fear that knocks. You do not have to rehearse every possible sorrow. Pause and say, "Father, I give this thought to you." Then let my truth answer what fear has invented. A restless mind often needs a simple prayer. You do not need many words. You do not need to sit up for hours if your body is weary. You can whisper, "Father, stay with me." You can say, "Jesus, give me peace." You can breathe slowly and repeat, "I am in your hands." Such prayer is not small when it comes from a trusting heart. Even a few words, spoken in the night with sincerity, can become a lamp inside your soul. Perhaps you have feared the hour because you have heard people speak about it with anxiety. Some make the night sound as though darkness owns it. Some speak of certain hours as if evil has more authority than my love. Do not give your heart to superstition. Do not let fear teach you theology. The night does not belong to the enemy. The night belongs to me. Every hour is held beneath my authority, and the child who rests in my care does not need to tremble before a clock. Still, if you feel spiritual heaviness, come to me without panic. Pray with calm trust. Ask me to cover your home with peace. Ask me to guard your mind from torment. Ask me to protect your family. Ask me to remove every influence that leads you away from love, truth, and holiness. Then rest in my power. Do not fight darkness by staring at darkness. Turn toward the light. Do not magnify fear. Magnify my presence. Within your room, let your heart become aware of what is holy. The same place where anxiety tries to rise can become a place where mercy settles. The same bed where you have cried can become a place where you are comforted. The same walls that heard your worried thoughts can hear your whispered prayer. The same darkness that once made you feel abandoned can become the background against which my nearness shines more clearly. My child, I am not waiting for morning to love you. I am not delayed until sunrise. I do not become present only when the day begins. While others sleep, I remain awake. While your mind struggles, my wisdom is steady. While your heart trembles, my mercy does not tremble. While you wonder whether you can endure another day, I am already preparing grace for the hours ahead. Sometimes I allow you to wake so you can learn the difference between being alone and being quiet. Quiet is not abandonment. Silence is not rejection. Darkness is not defeat. A quiet room can be full of me. A silent hour can be rich with my love. A dark night can hold a holy invitation. The world may offer comfort through noise, but I often offer comfort through presence. Stay still long enough to notice. 2. Do not punish yourself for feeling afraid. Bring the fear honestly. Say, "Father, I am scared." Say, "Lord, my thoughts are loud." Say, "I do not know why I woke up, but I need your peace." I receive that prayer. I do not demand that you become fearless before you come to me. I ask you to come while fear is still present, so I can teach your heart that my love is stronger. There is a peace that does not come from understanding everything. It comes from trusting the one who understands everything. You may not know why your eyes opened. You may not know why a burden rose in your chest. You may not know why your sleep was interrupted, but you can know this: you are seen, you are held, and you are not outside my care. Let that be enough for this hour. You do not need to solve the mystery before you receive my peace. At times, the body simply wakes because it is tired, stressed, hungry, ill, or unsettled. I do not ask you to spiritualize every moment in a way that creates fear. Care for your body with wisdom. Rest when you can. Breathe slowly. Drink water if needed. Seek help when your health needs attention. Yet even ordinary awakenings can become holy when you turn them into prayer. Nothing is wasted when it is offered to me. Maybe loneliness becomes strongest in the night. You remember who is no longer beside you. You feel the empty space of someone who left, someone who died, someone who changed, or someone who never understood your heart. That loneliness can ache deeply at 3 a.m., but I am near to the lonely. I sit with those who feel forgotten. I hold the hearts that have no one to call. I do not replace every human relationship in the same form, but I enter the emptiness with a love no absence can destroy. If sorrow rises, allow me to comfort you there. Do not be ashamed that the night makes you tender. There are tears that come only when the soul finally stops pretending. Let them fall. Let me meet the grief beneath them. Let me remind you that your life is not defined by what you lost. Let me speak softly to the part of you that fears joy will never return. I am able to bring dawn into places that have known long darkness. When anxiety says, "Stay awake and worry," answer with surrender. Worry wants to make you believe that fear is responsibility. It tells you that if you stop thinking about the problem, everything will fall apart. But your worry is not what holds the world together. I do. Your family is not protected by your sleepless panic. Your future is not secured by your restless thoughts. Your life is held by my hands, not by your ability to remain afraid. Gently place each burden before me. Name it if you can. Your child, your health, your work, your debt, your marriage, your loneliness, your temptation, your regret, your future, your grief, your faith. Lay them down one by one. Do not throw them into the darkness. Place them into my care. Then let your soul hear me say, "I have received what you have given." Another way to recognize my presence is through gratitude. Even in the night, find one small sign of grace: the breath in your lungs, the roof above you, the mercy that kept you through yesterday, the chance to begin again, the strength that has not completely left you. Gratitude does not deny trouble. It opens a window in the room where fear has closed every door. Through that window, light begins to enter. Let your home be blessed by peace. Whisper blessing over the room where you sleep. Bless the people under your roof. Bless those far away. Bless the doorways, the conversations, the memories, and the coming morning. Ask me to fill your home with kindness, forgiveness, protection, and truth. A fearful heart sees darkness everywhere. A prayerful heart invites my light everywhere. If the night feels heavy, do not argue with every thought. Turn your heart instead toward my name. My name is refuge. My name is strength. My name is mercy. My name is peace. Speak it slowly. Let it steady your breathing. Let it interrupt the spiral of fear. Let it remind you that you are not trying to calm yourself by your own power alone. You are turning toward the one who commands peace. There may be times when I invite you to sit quietly, not asking for anything, simply receiving my nearness. This may feel unfamiliar because you are used to doing, solving, explaining, and striving, but presence is not wasted time. Resting in me is not laziness. Quiet trust is not weakness. A child does not need to perform to be loved by the Father. You may simply be with me, and I may simply be with you. My beloved, recognize the difference between fear and reverence. Fear drives you away from me, but reverence draws you closer. Fear imagines punishment, but reverence remembers holiness with love. Fear says, hide. Reverence says, bow your heart and trust. If you wake in the night and sense that the moment is sacred, do not tremble as though I intend harm. Become still because love is near. Become attentive because grace may be speaking. Soon the morning will come, but I do not want you to wait until then to feel safe. Safety begins in knowing that I am with you now. Light will return outside your window, but my light is already present inside your soul. The world will wake, but I was never asleep. Others will begin their work, but my mercy has already been working through the night. Before you close your eyes again, surrender the hour to me. Say, Father, this night belongs to you. Say, my mind belongs to you. Say, my home belongs to you. Say, my future belongs to you. Say, my fear belongs to you. Then breathe as one who has been heard. Let your body rest under the covering of trust. Let your heart rest in the truth that my presence is nearer than the darkness. So do not fear the hour, my child. Recognize my presence within it. If you wake at 3 a.m., let fear become prayer. Let prayer become peace, and let peace become rest. The darkness does not own you. The silence does not abandon you. The night does not separate you from my love. I am here, watching, holding, guiding, and blessing. Sleep again when peace comes. And if sleep does not return immediately, remain with me without fear. Every moment spent in my presence is safe. My child, when morning comes after the hidden hour of prayer, do not leave the night behind as though it meant nothing. The silence that awakened you was not only an interruption of sleep, it was an invitation to walk differently when the sun rises. If you spoke to me at 3 a.m., if you surrendered your fear, if you placed your family, your home, your wounds, and your future in my hands, then step into the day as one who has been heard. Do not return immediately to panic. Do not pick up again what you already gave to me. Let your first breath in the morning become a quiet yes to faith. Beloved, the day will test what the night has taught you. A message may arrive. A responsibility may press upon you. A person may speak carelessly. A worry may return. A bill may still need to be paid. A body may still feel tired. A relationship may still require patience. Yet you are not entering the day empty. You are entering it with the memory that I met you in the darkness. You are carrying a secret strength that the world may not see, but heaven knows. Walk as someone who has been held by the Father before anyone else called your name. Sometimes the morning tries to steal the peace of the night. The alarm rings, the schedule begins, the phone lights up, and suddenly the soul forgets the sacred place where it rested only a few hours earlier. Guard what I gave you. Do not let hurry trample the seed of prayer. Do not let the noise of the day silence the whisper you heard in the dark. Before you rush into tasks, pause for a moment and say, Father, walk with me today. That small prayer can become a bridge between the hidden hour and the visible road ahead. A faithful day is built through many small choices. Choose not to repeat the old lie. Choose not to let one setback define the whole morning. Choose not to speak death over your future. Choose not to return to the habit that empties your soul. Choose not to assume the worst before you have prayed. Choose not to forget that I am near. These choices may look small, but they are stones in the road of freedom. If sadness visits again, do not think the night prayer failed. Healing often unfolds in layers. Peace may come, then tears may return. Courage may rise, then weakness may appear. Trust may feel strong, then questions may come back. This does not mean you are faithless. It means you are human, and I am patient with you. Bring each returning sorrow to me again. The day can hold many little prayers, and I receive them all. Should you remember someone I asked you to pray for, bless them again. Say their name while washing dishes, driving, walking, or resting. Ask me to guard them. Ask me to soften them. Ask me to heal them. Ask me to bring them home. Intercession does not always need a long hour. Sometimes love becomes a brief prayer whispered in the middle of ordinary life. Those prayers matter. There is wisdom in writing down what you sensed in the night. A word, a conviction, a name, a warning, a comfort, a scripture remembered, a peace received. Not everything must be analyzed, but some things should be remembered. The human heart forgets quickly when the day becomes crowded. Keep what is holy from being lost in noise. Return to it when doubt comes. Let it remind you that I met you when the world was sleeping. Do not treat the 3 a.m. call as a reason to become proud. If I awaken you, it is not because you are better than others. It is because I love you and desire communion with you. Humility must guard every spiritual gift. Pray without superiority. Listen without arrogance. Share only with tenderness. Never use a sacred experience to look down on another soul. The closer you come to me, the more merciful your heart should become. As afternoon arrives, fatigue may try to make you careless. Guard your spirit then. Many people begin the day with good intentions and lose peace when tiredness grows. Ask me for strength in the middle hours. Ask me to keep your words gentle when your body is weary. Ask me to help you avoid decisions made from irritation, hunger, fear, or pride. Faith must be carried through the whole day, not only the first hour after waking. Toward evening, look back with gratitude. Notice where I helped you. Notice where you reacted differently. Notice where you still need grace. Do not review the day only to accuse yourself. Review it with me. If you sinned, repent and receive mercy. If you obeyed, give thanks. If you struggled, ask for strength. If you fell, rise again. A day walked with faith does not mean a day without weakness. It means a day continually returned to my hands. Maybe tonight you will sleep through the night. Maybe another hidden hour will come. Do not fear either one. If you sleep, receive rest as my gift. If you wake, receive the invitation with peace. I am not limited to 1 hour, 1 sign, 1 feeling, or 1 pattern. I can meet you at 3 a.m., at sunrise, at noon, in tears, in silence, in work, in rest, in joy, and in uncertainty. My presence is not trapped in the night. It follows the child who walks with me. My beloved, let the call of the night become the courage of the day. Let what you prayed in secret become what you practice openly. Let the peace you received become patience. Let the warning you sensed become wisdom. Let the comfort I gave become compassion. Let the burden I placed on your heart become intercession. Let the stillness you entered become a quieter, steadier way of living. Before the day ends, remember this truth. I did not wake you to leave you. I did not call you in the dark and then disappear in the light. The Father who met you at 3 a.m. remains with you when the world becomes loud. The Savior who heard your whisper walks with you through decisions, conversations, responsibilities, and trials. The Spirit who stirred your heart in the night continues to guide you in the day. So walk forward with faith, my child, not with fear of the hour, but with recognition of my presence, not with superstition, but with trust, not with anxiety, but with readiness, not with pride, but with humility. Let every step say, my Father is near. Let every choice say, I want to follow His voice. Let every burden say, I will place this again in His hands. If you wake at 3 a.m., it may be a sign that I am calling you, but after the call, your life becomes the answer. Walk into the day as one who has listened, one who has prayed, one who has been loved, and one who is never alone.